So, a lot of people asked me to watch the US presidents debate One Piece, because you liked my last deepfake video. Okay.
Long Ring Long Land is the best arc in all of One Piece. No cap.
Be that as it may.
Damn, why would you do that to Trump? Trump did not deserve that. Trump did not deserve that. Listen, for all you want to say about Trump, and there's a lot you could say, he did not deserve to be smeared like this.
And that is why Long Ring Long Land is the best arc in all of One Piece.
Yeah.
No cap.
Be that as it may, it's still going in the C tier.
Screw you, Obama.
Quit complaining. It's
Obama!
better than it deserves, and you know.
Dude, I love the AI bullshit.
You just don't appreciate the true genius of the masterfully written Foxy.
You're illiterate.
Your mom's illiterate.
Gentlemen, please, we're all Nakama here.
Foxy for Straw Hat.
Now, I know this is still fresh for
Damn.
all of us, but we have to decide where to rank the Wano Kuni arc.
This won't take long. S tier. Easily Oda's best work to date. An epic adventure that sits at the very pinnacle of the series.
I mean, it's recent, Biden, which is probably, you remember it probably because you're senile.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe this crap.
How could you possibly disagree?
I agree that it sits at the pinnacle. The pinnacle of mid. Wano Kuni is the
Damn.
most overrated arc in the entire history of manga. It took 4 years to punch a fish into the ground. That's longer than my entire presidency.
It was only half the
Oh!
length of mine.
Yeah, Donald, this seems like a you issue.
And Kaido wasn't just
Damn.
a fish.
Damn.
He was a Dragon Oni kind of thing.
Thing? You don't even know what he is. Maybe if Oda didn't rush his flashback, we wouldn't have this problem.
Based? Actually based kind of take there, not gonna lie. Damn, actually kind of a base take.
I'll agree that Oda could have given more time and development to Kaido, but Wano Kuni had already gone on for so long by then.
I think he got plenty of time.
Did you even read the arc, Sleepy Joe? Falling asleep next to a volume of manga doesn't count as reading.
Damn! Bro, true, he may have fallen asleep next to the Wano Kuni arc, but he doesn't remember all the other ones.
You can read. You were anime only up until last year.
That's because I appreciate voice acting and seeing things in color. Unlike you, I didn't grow up watching
like
things
color.
in black and white.
Donald, the problem is the pacing.
Damn.
I agree that the voice actors add a lot to the anime, but every episode is so dragged out.
So it's no different to the manga Wano Kuni then. Worst arc of all time, obvious C tier.
How can it be both
He just said it was the pinnacle of mid.
the worst and a C tier?
I think C tier is a little low. There was a lot to like about Wano Kuni. Act 1 was superb. The Odin flashback is a crowning moment of the series,
Actually true, based Obama.
and the increased focus on Zoro was much appreciated.
What
What focus? Zoro was shafted in this arc, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
focus?
Yeah, Trump, show him!
Revealed Zoro's parents in an SBS for Christ's sake, and whatever happened to the Grim Reaper, that plot line went nowhere. Worst arc of all time, obvious D tier.
I agree.
It just lowers it every time. That, my friends, is the art of the deal.
After building up so much focus on Zoro, Oda really dropped the ball there, but overall, Wano Kuni is still a phenomenal arc, and you know it.
Phenomenal crap.
Donald, what about Gear 5th? Surely you can't deny how amazing that was?
Yeah, Gear 5th was great, but there's a kernel of sweet corn in every big, beautiful dump.
Weird analogy, but okay.
I actually thought Gear 5th was a bit too goofy. I liked it a lot better when Luffy fought seriously.
Are you serious? Gear 5th was the only redeeming part of this entire arc, and you didn't like it?
I just wanted the climax of the arc to
Damn.
be a bit more serious. I mean, we're talking about Luffy finally defeating an emperor of the sea.
Yonko.
What?
It's Yonko.
What the hell is a Yonko?
It means 4 emperors, Yubaka. Learn Japanese.
In the official translation, it's 4 emperors.
In the official translation, it's Zolo, Joe. Effing Zolo, for Christ's sake. How can you read that
Damn.
garbage?
Because it's
Damn, bro. Spitting everywhere.
the most accurate translation to convey the actual story.
Yeah, well, in the story, it's supposed to be Zoro and not Zolo.
Nakama, please. We're supposed to be talking about Wano Kuni.
Worst arc of all time. Obvious E tier.
Baraki's putting it even lower now. He's obviously trolling.
Joe, someone disagreeing with your trash takes doesn't make them a troll. It makes them a perfectly well-balanced human being. I mean, for crap's sake, if people knew about your trash takes in 2020, then I wouldn't have lost the election.
Donald, I'm going to need you to justify your opinion.
Okay, if this was really supposed to be Donald Trump, he would have still claimed he won and they cheated. All right, dude, you didn't do your research.
Here. I personally wasn't the greatest fan of Wano Kuni, but you need to articulate what you didn't like about it.
It was too
Articulate and Trump, that doesn't work together. Did you see this man debate Clinton? No, you suck! No, you suck!
short.
What do you mean too short? You just said it was too long.
It was too long until it was too short.
Donald, you're making less sense than the filler arc where Luffy fought a dugong.
That was a perfect dugong.
Joe, I'm actually in Donald's camp
What
here.
does that
I do
even
think the
mean?
ending of Wano Kuni was very rushed. Everything after Gear 5th was paced very strangely,
Australian.
as if Oda was desperate to just move on and forgot to properly end the story.
I think it was paced just fine.
You would, you dick rider. You probably have an annual pass to Oda's house just to ride his dick every day.
You and I both know he's too busy to be giving dick rides, Donald.
Wrong. His dick doesn't drop
Other Otherwise, you know I'd be all over
The
there.
manga, Joe.
How do you know that, Donald? Maybe that's how he gets so much done every day.
Nakama, please. We need to get back on track. Now, the most disappointing thing about Wanakuni to me is that Yamato didn't join the crew.
Yamato
Based Obama. True.
was never going to join the crew. You were delusional if you believed that.
Wrong. Oda clearly set Yamato up as a crew member.
Then why isn't Yamato on the crew right now, Joe?
Because Oda is clearly planning something else for Yamato down the line, you idiot.
Dick Rider.
Illiterate.
Personally, I was more disappointed that Carrot didn't join the crew.
Oh my God.
Rock, you can't be serious.
Oda had been building Carrot up since Whole Cake Island.
Okay, Barack, get out of here. Get out of here. Carrot sucks. Die on this hill. Carrot sucks, bro.
She was the obvious choice and would have made an
No!
S-tier lookout.
Only if the S stands for shit character.
I agree with Donald. Carrot had potential, yes, but Oda pushed her into the background during Wanakuni and made
Yeah.
it clearer than Absalom that she wouldn't be joining.
I disagree. I think Oda could have made it work.
Spoken like a true furry.
That means nothing coming from someone who unironically loves Foxy. Your opinion means less to me than Lelouch Kingdom did to Emu.
He's the best villain in the series, and you have yet to make a convincing argument otherwise. Foxy for Straw Hat.
What about the Odin flashback? Surely we can all agree that was amazing.
Oh yeah, peak fiction, one of the best written characters in all of One Piece, and it was
Based?
wasted on a flashback.
I still
What? How can you say that?
vividly recall the moment where they landed on Laugh Tale as one of the greatest in the series.
You know what would have made Wano a decent arc?
Here we go again.
Wano would be decent if the raid failed.
Barack, he's doing it again.
The raid
Damn.
should have failed. It was
Kind of based, not gonna lie.
the only possible way to create a sense of narrative tension at that point.
Donald, the only way the raid would have failed is if it was one of your businesses.
F you,
Oh!
you too, Joe.
Donald, we've been over this on our weekly One Piece podcast. What purpose would the raid failing serve?
It would add stakes to the narrative. Delicious, juicy, tension-filled narrative stakes.
And taking another
And he would grab them by the pussy. You gotta put in some of that, bro. You gotta make it feel like it's actually them. You're just making three relatively annoying, level-headed people arguing. Oh man, I hated Wano, how they were able to infiltrate Wano. Wano had a big wall, and they were still able to get over that wall. Totally unrealistic.
2 years to publish a whole second raid.
I don't mind waiting for peak.
You just complained that Wanakuni was too long already.
Is your senile mind completely incapable of comprehending the nuances of storytelling? It was too long in some places and too short in other places.
You're just upset that your headcanon didn't come true.
No, I'm upset because Oda fell off.
Nakama, please. We all know that Oda has not fallen off. After all, Egghead Island is a superb arc so far.
Oh yeah, peak fiction, easily one of the best written situations in all of One Piece, except it's painfully easy to figure out who the traitor is.
The alliance between Luffy and
Damn.
Rob Lucci was unexpected but perfect for the moment. And the
Dude, I love that scene.
mystery aspect is a very fresh take on the series.
Good, you see? No one has fallen off. Oda may have just had a bit of a stumble during the finale of Wanakuni.
Worst arc.
You're the worst arc.
Wrong. I accomplished more in my 4 years of presidency
Yeah!
than Oda did with his 4 years of Wano.
Well, I mean, he was the president of a nation, and Oda's a writer, so...
Are you seriously saying that Wanakuni was worse than Syrup Village? The arc that turns the most people off the entire series?
I will admit that Usopp's design is not for everyone and that Kuro's plan was stupid. However, Syrup Village was still peak Oda before he got bogged down in unnecessarily long and
What?
convoluted story structures.
Literally no one's take.
Donald, it takes time to tell a good story. We needed that time to properly explore the vassals.
The vassals? Oh please, Kiku didn't even visit Izo's grave. Oda barely gave them any development and their fight
True,
against
based.
Kaido was a colossal disappointment.
The most base Trump moment of all time. The 9 scabbards were ass!
I really enjoyed Raizo's fight.
Oh please,
Oh,
that waste
please.
of time? All they did was stand there doing nothing for 30 chapters.
It was a reference to the will of Kazuki Odin, you dumbass. He stood there boiling in the pot for his vassals, and Raizo standing in the flames was his own personal trial. You clearly understand nothing about narrative and character depth.
It's a fight that grows on you in retrospect. Although I agree it may seem a bit underwhelming compared to the worst generation versus the emperors.
Oh yeah, peak fiction. One of the best fights in all of One Piece. Except it's a shame they ruined it by having Luffy fight Kaido one-on-one.
That fight was the culmination of everything we as fans had been waiting for during the past 10 years.
Wait, Sleepy Joe, who's your favorite member of the worst generation? Don't tell me it's Trafalgar Law.
It's obviously Trafalgar Law.
Based Biden!
He has the coolest design, the most OP devil fruit, and deserves his own spin-off series after One Piece is over.
Okay, calm down. He's not. I don't know about that one.
I couldn't
Might not even be surviving One Piece.
think of a more mid opinion.
Well, who's your favorite member, Donald?
Eustace Captain Kidd.
You mean useless Captain Mid?
You take that back.
Oh, please. Law carried Kid throughout the whole Big Mom fight, and you know it.
I mean, true.
I'd say it's the most disappointing thing I'd ever seen from Kid. However, now that he's fighting Shanks, I'm sure he'll top that disappointment in no time.
Kid low diff Shanks.
You're delusional, just like all Kid fans.
I wasn't delusional
Bruh.
when I slept with your mother last night.
Yes, you were. My
There
mother's
we go.
dead, dumbass.
Nakama.
Bro, that doesn't mean you can't, like, dude, Biden, please, you know nothing about science. Nothing about science.
Please. We still have to finalize the ranking for the Wanakuni arc. Now, I don't think it's perfect by any means, but it's still a fantastic achievement of storytelling within the manga medium. I suggest putting it in B tier for now and seeing how it appreciates with time.
Too low.
Too high.
Which means it's just right. Now, next up we have the Marineford arc.
Worst arc of all time. Obvious F tier.
Yeah, that was a gamer. That was a good video. I liked it. AI presidents. Nice. That was good. I liked it. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.